Welcome back. Efforts to advance land and urban management in the Caribbean region is underway as the 5th Annual Caribbean Urban Forum was held here in St. Lucia. The Caribbean Urban Forum allows participants to address specific policy issues with the Caribbean urban sector. Minister for Physical Development, Housing and Urban Renewal, Senator Stanley Felix, says urban development must be examined within the context of the island system.
The establishment and implementation of such policies would serve to manage sectors such as transportation, which often have an overwhelming impact on patterns of urban growth, population, pollution, and the optimization of urban land space. In order to develop this plan, we must examine our patterns of urban development within the context of our island systems. This examination must take into consideration factors such as our resource base, population growth and distribution, social needs, housing standards, and employment demands. Our urban centers must be responsive to the demands of the population for city living, as well as the desires of our visitors for commercial and entertainment opportunities. The success of our urban centers will therefore be measured by the number of persons who voluntarily choose the city as their first option to live, work, play, and visit.
The Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Physical Development, Joanna Reynolds Atherton, highlighted the benefits of the forum to the St. Lucian public. The theme for the forum is Island System Planning, which recognizes that the pattern of urbanization in the Caribbean is unique and requires tailored solutions to address them.
As the Ministry of Physical Development embarks on the launch of major initiatives such as the National Sites and Services Program, the revision of the 2007 National Land Policy, the development of the National Land Use Plan, and the revision of the Draft Building Code, this forum creates opportunity for professional development for St. Lucian planning professionals and students, which will enhance their capacity to make more meaningful contributions to the initiatives outlined. The forum will also set the stage for increased awareness and education of the St. Lucian public on the importance of land management and other land use planning issues.
Meantime, Housing and Physical Development Minister Stanley Felix has admitted to facing a challenge when it comes to the management of public housing in the city centre, more specifically the Castries Development Complex or the CDC area. Minister Felix says there's a large number of tenants who refuse to pay their rent, which is already considerably marked down.
Refusing, not because they're unable to. It's just a mindset that we have in this country where people believe that once something is owned by the government, that they ought not to pay for it. And I don't subscribe to that. And I think right now you will be hearing a lot of murmurings because a lot of people have been written to asking them to pay up. How are we supposed to provide the type of service that they need? Not want, they need. When you don't pay the money, you don't pay your rent. It is that same money that goes into upgrading and sustaining and keeping the company, keeping the buildings in a state of good repair. So, I mean, people contribute towards their own circumstances.
Minister Felix says the ministry is drafting an action plan to address the matter, including the perennial problem of those who continue to live in subsidized housing while owning homes of their own.
Yes, that's true. There are people who live in the city who have other properties anywhere and other places have big houses too. As much as possible, we try to address those issues. And you'll always find people always try to beat and skim the system, you know.
And the CDC is taking what your res.
Yeah, yes, people, a lot, oh gosh, there are people who have a res for 40 years ago. There are people who owe up to $40,000 and $60,000 in the CDC. Yes, it's not something that happened yesterday. And, you know, naturally you try to address it. But we are dealing with it. I mean, we are taking concrete measures to try to address it. I think it's unfair where people who own other properties elsewhere are occupying space that other people who really need it cannot get. But when you try to deal with it, it becomes the backlash is so huge but as the housing minister, it's my job to do what I have to do. But I have a plan. I have a plan for the city.
Finally, for me, sir.
I have a plan that I think will be more than just fair. I will address the issue once and for all. But there are certain legislative things that has to be in place, and I'm working on that. And once that is done, I will give the people and make them an offer that they will not be able to refuse.
And as plans for the redevelopment of Castries come on stream, the minister is hoping to incorporate a strategy for the CDCs.